just for Purim, about a woman who was brave, and a song about a wicked man who didn't know how to behave. You tell the stories and I'll sing the songs. Everyone's waiting to sing along, with stories and songs from here and there and everywhere. Come on, everyone, and let us take you there.
Meet Sid and Jeff.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, Sid, Purim is my favorite holiday of the Jewish year. How come? Well, it has the best song. It also has the best story. And I'm going to tell that story to you tonight. And I'm going to teach you some of the most wonderful Purim songs that you've ever heard, including a couple that you probably have never heard before. And you know what? I'd like each and every one of you to help me sing. Are you going to help?
Yeah!
Yes. Chag Purim, Chag Gadol Hulai Hudim, Masechot, Rashanim, Zmirot Rikudim, Havan Risha, Rash Rash Rash, Havan Risha, Rash Rash Rash, Havan Risha, Rash Rash Rash, Bara Ashanim. Done! Chag Purim, Chag Gadol Hulai Hudim, Masechot, Rashanim, Zmirot Rikudim, Havan Risha, Rash Rash Rash, Havan Risha, Rash Rash Rash, Havan Risha, Rash Rash Rash, Bara Ashanim. Ani Purim, Sameach Umvadeach, Halo Rak Ha'am Bashana Avo Lehitareach, La 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 la, La 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 la, La 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 la, La 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 la. My name is Purim and I come, great fun and frolic bringing. Just once a year I visit you to cheer you with my everybody. La 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 la, La 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 la, La 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 la, La 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 la. Sing along. La 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 la, La 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 la, La 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 la, La la. Utsu etzavetu bar, Utsu etzavetu bar, Utsu etzavetu bar, Dabru dava velo yakuki Emmanuel. Utsu etzavetu bar, Dabru dava velo yakuki Emmanuel. Utsu etzavetu bar, Dabru dava velo yakuki Etzavetu bar, Dabru dava velo yakuki Emmanuel. Utsu etzavetu bar, Dabru dava velo yakuki Emmanuel. Play that klezmer clarinet. Etzavetu bar, Dabru dava velo yakum. Utsu etzavetu bar, Dabru dava velo yakum ki Emmanuel. Utsu etzavetu bar, Dabru dava velo yakum ki Emmanuel. Now, you're not only going to help with the song, you're also going to help with the story. You all know that in the Purim story,
When I mention a certain name, everybody boos. But tonight, when I mention this name, you're only going to boo when I give you this signal. So let's practice. Haman. Haman. Whoa. And if I say Mordecai, yay! And you're going to do two other things in the story, but I will tell you what those things are as the story goes on. This is how the story goes. It happened in the days of King Ahasuerus, a great and mighty king who ruled from the jungles of India to the mountains of Ethiopia. And in the 3rd year of his reign, to show how wealthy and mighty he was, he decided to throw a banquet for all of his officers and officials and nobles. It wasn't your usual come at 7 and leave at 10 banquet. This banquet lasted 180 days. And when he was done, he wasn't finished. He threw another banquet, this time for the people of Shushan. It lasted 1 week. The high and the low, they were all invited to the palace, to the royal pavilion. What an amazing place it was. It was bordered on 3 sides with red and purple silk. The floors were made of mother of pearl and alabaster. There were silver and gold benches. I mean, I'm talking rich here. And I'm talking mighty happy. I mean, this king had partied for 6 months in 1 week. But there, on the last day of his party, he suddenly grew sad. He said, I have no more treasures to show off. And his advisor leaned over and said, why not show off Vashti? After all, she's a treasure. The king said, a wonderful idea. And he called a messenger to him, and he said to the messenger, go to the queen's quarters and tell her that we want Vashti. Now the messenger went down. The queen, she knew what was up. She didn't want to be shown off like a piece of gold. And so she said to the messenger, tell the king, not tonight, dear. We have a headache. When he came back with that message, the king got angry. And so I want all the men and the boys to join me, because he yelled to that messenger, you tell the queen that we want Vashti. Again, we want Vashti. Well, when the messenger went down, the queen got angry. And so all the girls and the women, you join me now. She said, not tonight, dear. We have a headache. We have a headache. Oh, the king heard the message. He ran to the edge of the pavilion and he yelled down to the queen, we want Vashti! We want Vashti! The queen leaned out the window and she said, oh, well, not tonight, dear. We have a headache. We have a headache. Just then the advisor leaned over and whispered something in the king's ear. And the king smiled and said, a wonderful idea. If the queen will no longer come when I bid, she will no longer be queen. And tomorrow we will start the first Miss Persia beauty contest to pick the new one. Now it just so happened that in the town of Shushan, the capital, there lived a Jew by the name of Mordecai. Yay! And with him lived his uncle's daughter, Esther. Now, she was charming and delightful and beautiful, a perfect candidate for the Miss Persia Beauty Contest. And she was entered by Mordecai with 2 commands. Win, and don't tell the king you're Jewish. Not yet. Now, it was a year of preparation of oils and perfumes and cosmetics, of teaching the women how to look like a queen and act like a queen, and then all the contestants were paraded before the king. It was no contest. Miss Shushan, she was a shoo-in. The king fell in love with her. He named her queen on the spot, gave her a crown, and that was lucky because Mordecai, he heard of a plot to kill the king. He told Esther, Esther told the king, and the king was saved. It was all written in the Royal Chronicle. But the king never got a chance to read it. He was so busy. After he had picked his queen, he still had something else to do. He had to find a new chief advisor, the old one, who had told him to use Vashti as a treasure. He had lost his head. Now, who did he find? He found a sniveling, pinched-faced, arrogant, evil Agagite by the name of Haman.
Hey, man. about this man. He wanted everyone to bow down. He wanted everybody to serve. That big, big, big boss man from a Shushan, the loudest big mouth in the land. Hey, 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 man. Let's hear it on the saxophone now. Now, what was his name again? Hey, hey, man. Oh, that's right. Well, tell me again now. Hey, hey, man. Okay, well, just tell me one more time. Hey, hey, man.
Now, hey, man. Enjoyed his new job. After all, everyone had to bow down to him. And everyone did. That is except for Mordecai. Mordecai told Haman that he only bowed down to God. But Haman looked at him and he said, oh, no, you must be mistaken. After all, I am the king's chief advisor. You must bow down to me. But Mordecai said, no, I won't. And Haman said, no, you misunderstood. You have to bow down to me. And Mordecai, and everybody can join me now, said, no, I won't. No. You see, you have to. And Mordecai said, no. You must. No. You must bow down to me. No, I won't. No, you must. No, I won't. Haman started to say something else. And then he stopped. He thought, why not revenge myself upon Mordecai by killing him and all of his people? And so he went to the king, and for 10,000 silver pieces, he got permission to do whatever he wanted to the Jews. He cast lots, and he found the day that he wanted to kill them on. He wrote up a proclamation and sent it all over the kingdom. When Mordecai saw the proclamation, he was terrified. He called Esther to him. He said, you must tell the king that you're Jewish now. Maybe it will save us. She was frightened, for the king was in his inner court. And if you went in unbidden, usually you were killed. But she knew that she had to go. She knew she had to try to save her people.
In a place you may have heard about, in Shushan, as you know, an evil man named Haman said, those Jews have got to go. Now Esther was the Jewish queen, and she knew not where to turn, till Mordecai, her cousin, said, there is something you must learn. Oh, Esther, you can change the world. You can make the world complete. Take the pride you feel inside and never accept defeat. There's an evil plot against us now, a list of cruel demands. And Esther, only you can help. Our fate is in your hands. She said, cousin, do you really think that a difference I can make? A Jewish girl before the king. It could be a big mistake. No, Esther, you can change the world. You can make the world complete. Take the pride you feel inside and never accept defeat. So Esther went before the king, and though she was afraid, she stood up proud and spoke out loud, and all her people were saved. And now we read the Megillah at Purim time each year, and we learn how God can give us strength to overcome our fears. Everybody, you can change the world. You can make the world complete. Take the pride you feel inside and never accept defeat.
Now, when Esther went into the inner court, the king, he saw a figure in the back, and he drew his sword. It meant death. And then he saw that it was his queen. He put his sword back, and he waved his scepter, which meant life, and he called the queen to him. He said, "Oh, Esther, you're so beautiful. You're such a good queen. Anything you want, I will do whatever you want. I will give you up to half my kingdom." But Esther only asked that Haman and the king come to dinner that evening. Oh, that night, the king was so happy. I mean, he liked to eat. Gefilte fish. Delicious. You're such a cook. Mango bread. Esther, whatever you'd like. I'll give you up to half my kingdom. But all she asked is that they come back for a dinner the next night. The king said, "Done." And he didn't even ask what she was serving. That night, later, Haman was so excited. He had been honored by even being invited to the king with the queen, just the three of them. He picked up the edges of his robe and he did a little dance. He said, just we three, the king, the queen, and me, the king, the queen, and me, just we three. He was so happy and so excited that he ordered that his servants build a 75-foot gallows behind his house, because the next day he decided he wanted to hang Mordecai. And he was sure the king would let him do whatever he wanted. He was so excited he couldn't sleep that night. Now, the king, he couldn't sleep either, but it was because of indigestion. And since there was no Tums and no Alka-Seltzer and no Johnny Carson show to watch, what did he do to put himself to sleep? He thumbed through the Royal Chronicle. And it was there that he saw the story of what Mordecai had done. And so the next day when Haman came to ask to be able to kill Mordecai, before he could get a word out, the king put up his hand. He said, "Haman, what would you do for a man whom the king wants to honor?" Haman thought, he means me. He said, "Oh, well, I would put a royal robe upon him. I would put a royal crown upon his head. I would put him upon a royal horse and have a royal advisor lead him through the town, telling everyone what a wonderful man he is." And while Haman was trying to remember his crown size, the king said, "Done. We should do whatever we can for a man so wonderful, and you shall have the honor of leading Mordecai around on a horse." Mordecai! that night, Haman was still talking to himself. I had to lead Mordecai around on a horse all day, tell everybody how wonderful he was. He was so busy talking to himself, he was so upset he didn't even hear the queen ask the king, "What would you do to a man who wanted to kill me?" "What would I do?" said the king. "What would I do?" And Haman, wanting to be on the king's good side, said, "Yes, what would you do?" "Why, I'd kill him," said the king. And Haman said, "Yes, a good idea. Be sure to kill him." "Who is he?" said the king. And Haman said, "Yes, who is he? Tell us this instant. Who is he? Who is he?" "Why, it's you," said Esther, "for I am a Jew." Haman knew he was in trouble. He didn't know what to do. He thought maybe he would just throw himself at her feet and beg her forgiveness. He started to run to her, and guess what happened? He ran and tripped, and he went flying through the air and landed right on top of her. The king said, "What? Even in my presence you would attack her? Guards!" And the next day, they hung Haman on his own 75-foot gallows. And Mordecai became the king's chief advisor. The king and the queen lived happily, but most important, because of Mordecai and Esther, the Jews had been saved.
Stay right there. Stories and songs of Purim celebration will continue. For a souvenir song sheet and for more information, please write us with a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Jerusalem Workshop, Post Office Box 15157, Atlanta, Georgia 30333.
We've learned a lot about Purim today. You know, it is a lot of fun, but there's a serious side to Purim as well. We learned a lot about good and evil coexisting in the world, and how when the chips are down, we have to follow Esther's example and stand up for the things that we believe in. But on the other hand, Purim it's the happiest time of the year. I mean, the characters are so colorful. Achashverosh, the king. He was a nice guy, but he was kind of dumb. You know, he should never have let Vashti go, because she used to do chores around the palace. And he'd say, "Wash the window, wash the car." I said, why did he let her go? The king was he was very lazy. He used to sit around all day making Persian to Persian phone calls. But Esther was just the beautiful Esther, wonderful. You know, in later years, she retired from the queenship, and she was elected the first president of Shushan Hadassah. And Haman, the evil, the dreaded Haman. My grandmother used to quote a wonderful, quaint Yiddish proverb that went, that Haman, he should be like a chandelier. He should hang by day and burn by night. You know, our tradition tells us that we're so happy on Purim that everyone should drink a little toast l'chaim. And there's a story about that, about a man named Elimelech. Now, Elimelech's problem was he followed that advice a little too well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Elimelech of Gilhofen drank l'chaim once too often, drank l'chaim and became a trifle gay. So he put his studies by, tipped his hat across one eye, and he called for his fiddlers to play. Well, the fiddler took his fiddle, put his bow across the middle, and the fiddler fiddled out a little tune. When the fiddler with his fiddle fiddled fiddle diddle diddle, Elimelech bounced just like a toy balloon. Elimelech, feeling frisky, took another drop of whiskey. Twice too often down his gullet did it go. Called each friend and each relation to his Purim celebration. Then he roared for the piper to blow. piper tweedle tweedled, and the fiddle it repeated, fiddle diddle 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 dee. When the piper tweedle tweedled and the fiddle it repeated, Elimelech was beside himself with glee. Then he drank 3 times too often, and his eyes began to soften, and the tears began to trickle down his chin. Oh, his ears, they were abuzz until a sympathetic cousin whispered, "Please let the drummer begin." Ha ha ha! Well, the drummer's drum he beated, and the fiddle it repeated, and the fiddle repeated its encore. The fiddle repeated, the piper tweedle tweeted, Elimelech fast asleep began to snore.
Jeff? Hey, Jeff.
Oh, hi, Sid. Wait, where's the drum? Where's the fiddle?
Jeff!
My head hurts.
We have to wrap it.
Wrap it. Wrap it. Okay, I'll wrap it.
No. We have to wrap it up.
Wrap it up? I'll get some paper. We'll wrap it up. Okay, Don, can we get some paper?
Jeff, we have to wrap it up like this.
Oh, you mean say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Oh, bye, everybody.
Hey, goodbye, everybody.
Purim.
Happy Purim. Thanks for coming.
Oh, it happened in Gilhoffen just from drinking twice too often, and there's only one thing more that must be said. At your Purim celebration, use a little moderation, or you'll wind up with a Gregor for a head.
Whoa.
When the drum starts tweedle tweeting and the fiddle it is beating, fiddle diddle 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 dee, and your head it starts a whirling like a Gregor that is twirling, then they're playing